The Unwritten Code. Introduction. Life is shaped by unseen forces, energies that subtly guide, challenge, and mold your journey in ways that often defy explanation. These forces are governed by universal laws, ancient and unchanging, that operate not only in the physical realm but also within the spiritual dimensions of existence. These are the cosmic laws, the fundamental truths that underpin all of creation, providing a roadmap for those on the spiritual path. Whether you're aware of them or not, these laws are at work in your everyday life, quietly steering your spiritual evolution and guiding you toward higher consciousness. If you've ever felt that the universe operates randomly, you might be surprised to learn that it's anything but random. The universe is governed by a set of laws as constant and unyielding as gravity or time. These cosmic laws transcend the material world, shaping the spiritual landscape of your life. From the law of karma, which reveals that every action carries a consequence, to the law of attraction, which illustrates the power of your thoughts and intentions, these principles hold the key to unlocking your full spiritual potential. By understanding and aligning with them, you gain access to a deeper, more empowered way of living. Here's the most exciting part. By understanding and aligning with these cosmic laws, you gain an extraordinary advantage. Those who grasp these universal principles and apply them to their personal and spiritual growth can accelerate their progress, forge a deeper connection with the universe, and live in harmony with the spiritual forces that shape all of existence. This knowledge doesn't just set you apart, it propels you forward, allowing you to tap into the flow of divine energy and unlock your highest potential. We'll go deeply into the cosmic rules of spiritual growth in this audiobook. These rules, when comprehended, have the power to bring about significant transformation. Are you prepared to decipher the universe's mysteries and find the spiritual blueprint that has been directing your life the entire time? Let's examine how you might become the best version of yourself and brighten your spiritual journey with the aid of these potent universal principles. Chapter 1. What are cosmic laws? Cosmic laws, often referred to as universal laws, are the guiding principles that govern the flow and structure of all existence, both seen and unseen. These laws are the framework that holds the universe together, operating beyond time, space, and even human consciousness. Much like the physical laws that govern the material world, such as gravity or thermodynamics, cosmic laws govern the spiritual and metaphysical dimensions of life. They apply not only to the natural world but to the evolution of the soul, influencing every step of our spiritual journey. The importance of these laws transcends the physical, shaping our thoughts, emotions, actions, and ultimately our spiritual growth. At its core, a cosmic law is an absolute truth, an unchangeable principle that regulates the movement of energy in the universe. These laws exist independent of belief or understanding. They are not human constructs, but rather intrinsic elements of the universe's design. Just as gravity acts upon all objects regardless of whether we understand or believe in it, cosmic laws influence our lives and spiritual evolution regardless of our awareness of them. They are the unseen forces that guide the rhythm of life, operating with precision and harmony to maintain balance across the cosmos. It is useful to investigate the spiritual and historical background of cosmic laws in order to properly comprehend them. These universal principles have long been known and are found in the teachings of mystical traditions. For instance, the concept of Ma'at, which stands for truth, harmony, and cosmic order, was revered as the power that kept the heavens and the earth in harmony in ancient Egypt. The core of Egyptian theology was the notion of a global order or a system of rules governing everything. Similar to this, the term Dharma in Hindu philosophy refers to the cosmic rule that governs all things and establishes the ethical and spiritual obligations of individuals with respect to the larger cosmos. An ascended master who was highly regarded in many spiritual circles, Saint-Germain was one of the most well-known figures in contemporary esoteric thought and a frequent speaker on cosmic laws. As to Saint-Germain's teachings, these laws hold the secret to gaining access to elevated states of awareness and accomplishing spiritual elevation. He underlined that by adhering to these principles, people can break free from the cycles of pain and limitation that permeate everyday life, and that these rules apply to everything, from the tiniest atom to the biggest galaxy. Saint-Germain and other mystical teachers have revealed that the universe is fundamentally a realm of vibration and energy, where every thought, action, and intention generates a ripple in the cosmic fabric. The cosmic laws are what regulate this flow of energy, ensuring that it moves in ways that are consistent with the greater purpose of evolution and enlightenment. By understanding these laws, individuals can work in harmony with the universe, using them to accelerate their spiritual progress and elevate their consciousness to higher planes. One of the most commonly known cosmic laws is the law of cause and effect, also referred to as the law of karma. This law teaches that every action, whether physical or mental, generates a consequence that will eventually return to the individual. It is not about punishment or reward, but about balance. The energy you put out into the universe, whether through thoughts, words, or actions, is reflected back to you in kind. Understanding this law allows individuals to take responsibility for their lives and their spiritual evolution, recognizing that every experience, whether joyful or painful, is the result of choices made in the past. Another significant cosmic law is the law of attraction, which posits that like attracts like. This law emphasizes that our thoughts and emotions are powerful forces that shape our reality. When we focus on positivity, love, and abundance, we draw similar energies into our lives. Conversely, when we dwell on fear, negativity, or lack, we manifest experiences that reflect these lower vibrations. The law of attraction teaches us that we are co-creators of our reality, actively shaping our experience through the energies we cultivate in our minds and hearts. The law of correspondence is yet another profound cosmic law, often expressed as above, so below, as within, so without. This law reveals the interconnectedness of all things, demonstrating that the patterns we observe in the universe, whether in the stars, nature, or society, are reflections of deeper spiritual truths. It also teaches that the inner world of thoughts, emotions, and spirit is mirrored in the outer world of material reality. By changing our inner state, we can influence the world around us, aligning our external experiences with our highest spiritual aspirations. Why is aligning with these cosmic laws so crucial for spiritual evolution? The answer lies in the nature of spiritual growth itself. Spiritual evolution is not a random or chaotic process. It follows a structured path, much like the growth of a seed into a tree. Just as a seed must follow natural laws in order to grow, so too must the soul follow cosmic laws in order to evolve. When we align with these laws, we move in harmony with the flow of the universe, allowing our spiritual growth to unfold naturally and powerfully. Resistance to these laws, however, creates disharmony, stagnation, and suffering, blocking the soul's progress and limiting its potential for enlightenment. Aligning with cosmic laws requires a deep level of awareness and intentionality. It means living consciously, understanding that every thought, word, and action carries energetic consequences that shape our spiritual path. It involves taking responsibility for our role as co-creators in the universe and choosing to act in ways that reflect our highest spiritual values. When we align ourselves with these laws, we tap into the deeper currents of the universe, allowing them to guide us toward higher states of consciousness and ultimately toward union with the divine. In conclusion, cosmic laws are the timeless universal principles that govern both the physical and spiritual realms. They are the blueprint for all of existence, shaping the flow of energy and guiding the evolution of the soul. By understanding and aligning with these laws, we open ourselves to profound spiritual growth, allowing the universe to support and accelerate our journey toward enlightenment. Whether through the ancient wisdom of civilizations past or the esoteric teachings of spiritual masters, these laws have always been available to guide us on our path. It is up to us to listen, learn, and align ourselves with the cosmic order, unlocking the full potential of our spiritual evolution. Chapter 2. The Law of Cause and Effect, Karma. Nothing in the complex network of the universe occurs by accident. A series of events that reverberate across space and time are initiated by every thought, action, and purpose. This is the fundamental idea behind the law of cause and effect, or karma as it is more well known. It is a cosmic law that controls the movement of energy and experiences across the cosmos. Although karma is sometimes misinterpreted as a cosmic reward or retribution, it is actually far deeper than that. It is the spiritual system that keeps the universe in harmony while providing us with many chances to develop, discover, and change. There is an equal and equivalent reaction to every action, according to the fundamental yet basic law of cause and effect. Every action we take, every word we say, and every idea we have produces energy that eventually comes back to us. The consequences of our deeds may not be apparent right away, but they will undoubtedly occur because this law is not time-bound. Karma is like a teacher in this way. It leads us down the spiritual path and teaches us about the far-reaching effects of our deeds. Karma manifests in every aspect of our lives. Consider your daily interactions with others. A kind word or a compassionate gesture may seem small, but it creates positive energy that will eventually find its way back to you in some form. Conversely, actions rooted in anger, greed, or fear will generate negative energy, leading to experiences of hardship or conflict. But karma doesn't only apply to outward actions. Our thoughts, too, carry weight. When we harbor negative thoughts, whether of jealousy, resentment, or judgment, those energies build up within us, subtly shaping our reality in ways we might not immediately recognize. On the flip side, thoughts of love, gratitude, and joy radiate outward, drawing positive experiences and people into our lives. Understanding karma on a spiritual level opens the door to profound personal transformation. Karma is not a cosmic scorekeeper, dishing out rewards and punishments based on arbitrary standards of good and evil. Instead, it is a reflection of the choices we make and the energies we cultivate. It offers us the opportunity to take full responsibility for our lives, showing us that we are not powerless victims of fate, but active participants in the creation of our reality. In this way, karma empowers us to learn from our mistakes and to consciously choose actions and thoughts that align with our highest potential. When we fully grasp the law of cause and effect, it becomes clear that everything in our lives is interconnected. The circumstances we find ourselves in today are the direct result of past actions, both in this life and in previous ones. While this can be a humbling realization, it is also liberating. Once we understand that our current reality is shaped by our past choices, we can begin to change our future by making conscious decisions in the present. The law teaches us that nothing is set in stone. We have the power to change the trajectory of our lives by aligning our actions and thoughts with our spiritual aspirations. So, how can we work with the law of cause and effect to create positive outcomes in our lives? It begins with awareness. The first step is to cultivate mindfulness around our actions and thoughts, recognizing that every choice we make, no matter how small, contributes to the energy we put out into the world. This requires us to pause before we act or react, to consider the potential consequences of our words and deeds. Are we acting from a place of love and compassion, or are we allowing fear and ego to dictate our responses? By consciously choosing actions that reflect our highest values, we begin to generate positive karma, setting in motion a ripple effect of goodness that will return to us over time. Forgiveness of ourselves as much as of others is another crucial skill in the karma work process. Resentment or shame that we hold on to just serves to feed the bad energy that keeps us stuck in painful cycles. We can free ourselves from these karmic patterns and facilitate healing and development by engaging in forgiving practices. To be forgiven is to acknowledge that we are all on a journey, growing and changing as a result of our experiences, not to support bad behavior. By forgiving others, we release ourselves from the weight of the past and create space for fresh opportunities for development. Gratitude is another way that we might apply the law of cause and effect. Gratitude is a potent tool for changing our perspective, from one of scarcity to one of plenty, and from pessimism to optimism. By developing an attitude of thankfulness, we connect with the energy of appreciation and love, drawing more of the same into our lives. This easy exercise has the power to significantly alter our reality by attracting favorable encounters and connections to ourselves. The law of cause and effect is an integral part of the cosmic framework that governs spiritual growth. It reminds us that we are not separate from the universe, but deeply interconnected with all of creation. Every thought, every action, every choice contributes to the larger tapestry of existence. By understanding and working with this law, we can consciously shape our spiritual path, accelerating our evolution and deepening our connection to the divine. Rather than seeing karma as a burden, we can view it as a gift, an opportunity to learn, grow, and align ourselves with the higher truths of the universe. Ultimately, karma is not about punishment or reward, but about balance. It is the universe's way of ensuring that every action is accounted for and that every energy is returned. By aligning ourselves with the law of cause and effect, we step into our power as creators of our own destiny, consciously directing the flow of energy in our lives toward love, light, and spiritual growth. Through this awareness, we not only transform our own lives, but contribute to the evolution of all beings, participating in the cosmic dance of cause and effect that moves us all toward higher consciousness. Chapter 3. The Law of Vibration. At the heart of the universe lies a profound and inescapable truth. Everything is energy. From the tiniest atom to the vastness of the cosmos, every single thing vibrates at a unique frequency. This is the essence of the law of vibration, a fundamental principle of existence that reveals the vibrational nature of all life. The chair you're sitting on, the thoughts you think, the emotions you feel, all of it is energy in motion, constantly vibrating at various frequencies. Understanding this law unlocks a new perspective on reality and holds the key to our spiritual evolution. The law of vibration teaches us that nothing in the universe is truly still. Even what appears solid or unmoving is in fact composed of particles vibrating at different rates. Everything from our physical bodies to our thoughts and emotions emits a specific vibrational frequency. These vibrations interact with each other, influencing our experiences and shaping the reality we perceive. The higher the frequency, the closer we are to states of joy, love, peace, and enlightenment. Conversely, lower frequencies are associated with feelings of fear, anger, and despair. But how does this law manifest in our everyday lives? It begins with the understanding that our thoughts, emotions, and actions are not just abstract experiences. They are energy, vibrating at certain frequencies. When we experience love, gratitude, or joy, we are vibrating at a higher frequency. These high vibrations resonate with the energy of the universe, aligning us with positive experiences, deeper connections, and spiritual growth. On the other hand, when we harbor fear, resentment, or negativity, we lower our vibrational frequency, drawing to us situations and people that reflect these lower states of being. The law of vibration, then, is not just a passive concept. It is a powerful force that we engage with every moment of our lives. Raising our vibration is essential for spiritual growth. When we operate at higher frequencies, we open ourselves to the flow of divine energy, accelerating our journey toward enlightenment. At these elevated states of being, we experience life more fully, with clarity, purpose, and an inner sense of peace. We begin to see the interconnectedness of all things, understanding that we are not separate from the universe, but an integral part of its energetic tapestry. In these moments, we become conscious creators of our reality, drawing in experiences that align with our highest spiritual aspirations. However, raising one's vibration is not always a simple task. The world around us is filled with distractions and challenges that can easily pull us into lower vibrational states. Fear, anger, and anxiety are pervasive, and it takes conscious effort to rise above them. Yet the beauty of the law of vibration is that it empowers us to make that shift. By understanding that we have control over our thoughts, emotions, and actions, we can consciously choose to elevate our frequency. Spiritual growth is not a matter of luck or chance. It is a process that we actively participate in, one thought and one action at a time. So, how do we align ourselves with higher frequencies? It begins with awareness. The first step is to become mindful of the energy we are putting out into the world. What are we focusing on? Are we dwelling on negativity, or are we choosing thoughts that uplift us? Shifting our focus to higher vibrational thoughts, such as love, gratitude, and compassion, immediately begins to raise our frequency. These emotions are aligned with the highest frequencies in the universe, and when we cultivate them within ourselves, we begin to resonate with the energy of the divine. Another effective method for increasing our frequency is meditation. By stilling our minds and tuning into the softer vibrations both inside and around us, we can achieve meditation. Through this practice, we can establish a connection with our higher selves and access the boundless source of calm and tranquility that lies outside the chaos of daily existence. By practicing meditation, we raise our awareness and ascend into the higher planes of spirit and enlightenment, leaving behind the lower vibrations of fear and ego. Sitting quietly allows higher vibrations to enter our being as we align our energy with the universal flow. Increasing one's vibration through the transforming practice of gratitude is another. Expressing thankfulness helps us focus on the things we currently have rather than the things we lack. This small gesture of gratitude attracts greater riches and happiness into our lives because it resonates at one of the greatest frequencies in the universe. Gratitude modifies our reality and brings us into alignment with the energy of abundance, resulting in an upward spiral of positive thinking. Another useful strategy for using the law of vibration is to use positive affirmations. Our words have energy, and the claims we make about the people and things in our lives have the ability to influence our reality. We can start to rewire our subconscious minds by repeating affirmations like, "I am love," "I am abundance," or "I am at peace." These truths replace limiting ideas in our subconscious minds. By vibrating at a higher frequency, these affirmations assist us in aligning with the positive energy that we want to foster in our lives. Raising our vibration is actually a regular practice rather than an isolated event. Every idea, feeling, and deed presents an opportunity to select a higher frequency. It is about learning to be happy, grateful, and loving even when faced with difficulties. Our spiritual development accelerates the more we devote ourselves to this path and the higher vibrations of the universe. In the end, the law of vibration serves as a potent reminder that the universe is energetic and that we are energetic creatures. By increasing our vibration, we connect with the universe's inherent flow and become more open to experiencing higher states of spiritual development and awareness. We enter a higher state of consciousness where we can fully appreciate life's balance and beauty as we raise our frequency. This is the way of spiritual progress. It takes us ever closer to our own divine essence, while following the vibrating laws of the cosmos as its guide. Chapter 4. The Law of Correspondence. The law of correspondence is perhaps one of the most profound and poetic of the cosmic laws, encapsulated in the ancient axiom, "As above, so below, as within, so without." This timeless principle reveals that there is a deep and intrinsic connection between the macrocosm, the vast universe, and the microcosm, the individual self. It is a reflection of the idea that the patterns governing the stars and galaxies are mirrored within our own lives, thoughts, and inner experiences. The law of correspondence is a bridge between the cosmic and the personal, illustrating that the universe and the individual are not separate entities, but rather interwoven expressions of the same universal truths. At its core, the law of correspondence suggests that what happens on a large cosmic scale is reflected on a smaller, individual scale. Just as the movements of planets, stars, and galaxies are governed by specific patterns and laws, so too are our personal lives shaped by similar forces. This law also tells us that external circumstances in our lives are a direct reflection of our internal states of being. The outer world is, in essence, a mirror of our inner world, providing us with valuable insight into the thoughts, emotions, and energies we are cultivating within ourselves. When we examine this law more closely, we begin to see its practical application in everyday life. Think of the times when everything around you seems to be in chaos. Your relationships feel strained, work is overwhelming, and nothing seems to flow smoothly. Upon reflection, you may realize that these external circumstances are often a manifestation of inner turmoil. Perhaps you're carrying stress, unresolved emotions, or conflicting thoughts. The law of correspondence shows you that what is happening within you is being reflected in your outer reality. The disarray in your external environment is an echo of the dissonance within. On the other hand, when you're centered, at peace, and aligned with your higher self, you'll often notice that your outer world seems to flow effortlessly. Your relationships are harmonious, opportunities arise, and life feels balanced. This is no coincidence. Your inner state of balance and clarity is being reflected in the harmonious circumstances around you. The law of correspondence is at work, showing that the energies you cultivate within yourself have a direct impact on the world you experience. Understanding this law gives us immense power, because it offers a roadmap for creating harmony between our inner and outer worlds. If our external reality is merely a reflection of our inner state, then by changing our thoughts, emotions, and energy, we can transform our outer circumstances. This shift is not simply about thinking positively or forcing change in our environment. Rather, it's about cultivating deep internal alignment with the higher frequencies of love, peace, and purpose. When we make this shift internally, our outer world naturally begins to mirror that transformation. One of the most profound ways to apply the law of correspondence is through the practice of self-reflection. Life, in many ways, becomes a mirror, a feedback mechanism that constantly shows us where we are aligned and where we are out of sync with our true selves. By observing our external circumstances, we can gain insight into the internal beliefs, patterns, and emotions that are shaping our experiences. If you find yourself facing repeated challenges or obstacles in certain areas of life, the law of correspondence encourages you to look within and ask, what in my internal state is being reflected here? This process is not about blaming yourself, but about recognizing the deep connection between your inner world and the reality you experience. For example, if you are struggling with relationships, it may be a sign that there are unresolved emotional wounds or limiting beliefs about love and connection within you. By addressing these internal issues, healing past hurts, shifting limiting beliefs, and cultivating self-love, you can create a shift in your relationships, attracting more harmony and fulfillment. Similarly, if you are facing financial difficulties, the law of correspondence might suggest that your internal beliefs about abundance, self-worth, or security need to be examined and transformed. This law's beauty is in the way it provides a route to increased empowerment and self-awareness. You can intentionally create the reality you want by accepting responsibility for your inner condition and realizing how it relates to the outside environment. Whether you use writing, affirmations, meditation, or other spiritual practices, the process of inner work becomes essential to changing your external experience. You start to perceive your best aspirations mirrored in your external environment as your thoughts, feelings, and energies become more in line with them. The interdependence of all things is also mentioned by the law of correspondence. It serves as a reminder that the universe and the individual are interwoven and do not exist in a vacuum. The human soul is a reflection of divine harmony and order, just as the universe is. We can change our personal reality and contribute to the harmony of the cosmos by developing inner calm, clarity, and alignment. That is, by aligning ourselves with the natural flow of the universe. Since each of us is a microcosm of the broader world, the development of the individual and the evolution of the collective are closely intertwined. In terms of spiritual development, the law of correspondence pushes us to go inward. It teaches us that changing our internal landscape is more important for transformation than trying to influence the outside environment. We naturally attract more harmony, joy, and abundance into our lives when we concentrate on bringing our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors into alignment with our spiritual principles. The outside world begins to mirror the work we are doing within, and as we grow spiritually, our outside reality also changes. In the end, the law of correspondence serves as a reminder of our inherent power. The universe functions as a mirror, reflecting back to us the energy that we emit, as this illustrates. We may create a world that is in harmony with our greatest spiritual goals by raising our consciousness levels within ourselves and aligning with love, appreciation, and purpose. The path to spiritual development is about changing oneself from the inside out, not about running away from the outside world. Weaving our own progress into the greater fabric of the cosmos, we co-create our reality when we comprehend and implement the law of correspondence. Chapter 5. The Law of Attraction. Among the cosmic rules, the law of attraction is one of the most well-known and yet misinterpreted. It has become more and more popular in recent years, and it is frequently presented as a means of realizing material goals or succeeding personally. This law certainly has a significant impact on how our world is shaped, but at its core, it is a spiritual law that controls the energies we draw to us according to the frequencies we develop within. The law of attraction is essentially about bringing our inner world into harmony with the divine flow of the cosmos, which enables us to co-create a life that fulfills both our personal and higher purposes. Fundamentally, the law of attraction states that similar things attract like things. Our ideas, feelings, and beliefs release energy into the universe, which attracts events that align with that energy. Put another way, the quality of our inner state dictates the quality of the circumstances we attract into our lives, and what we focus on grows. This law is always at work, whether we realize it or not. It reacts to the vibrations we release by attracting opportunities, people, and experiences that mirror our inner state. But applying the law of attraction requires more than just creating a vision board or wishful thinking. It is insufficient to merely wish for something and hope it materializes. The alignment of our goals, beliefs, and thinking is where this rule truly shines. We generate contradicting vibrations when we yearn for meaningful connections, yet harbor unresolved past hurts, or when we crave abundance, but quietly struggle with self-doubt. Not simply the goals themselves, but also the energy underneath them are met with a response from the universe. When our feelings, ideas, and beliefs match the frequency of what we desire, we start to resonate with it and attract it easily into our lives. The law of attraction heavily relies on mindset. A mindset based on limitation, fear, or scarcity will always draw events that confirm those ideas. The perception of reality is continuously shaped by the mind, which is a potent creator. Our thoughts become more abundant, grateful, and open to opportunity when we tune into the higher frequencies of the cosmos. This change is about intentionally choosing to focus on what empowers and uplifts us, rather than ignoring difficulties or avoiding bad ideas. We draw experiences that are in tune with those higher vibrations when we do this. Another important component is intention. The universe reacts to purpose and clarity, and the more intent we have, the more strongly the law of attraction acts to our advantage. Our energy is similarly misdirected when our objectives are dispersed or imprecise, and the outcomes we get will show that. But when we make deliberate, purposeful plans that are in line with our spiritual principles, the universe works to help us bring those goals to pass. Establishing an intention needs concentration, attention, and faith in its ultimate growth, much like sowing a seed in the soil of the universe. However, believing is arguably the most crucial component of the law of attraction. Simply thinking positively or making intentions won't cut it if we don't really believe we deserve or are capable of achieving our goals. The energetic basis for manifestation is belief. We make room for the blessings the universe has in store for us when we think we are deserving, capable, and acting in our highest good. Without belief, our energy will be diluted by fear or self-doubt, which can cause even the strongest desires to falter. The law of attraction is most powerful when we align our desires with our higher purpose and the cosmic will. This alignment transcends the ego-driven desires that often dominate our thinking, those fleeting wants that arise from materialism, competition, or societal expectations. When our desires are rooted in our soul's deepest calling, we tap into the infinite flow of the universe. Manifesting from this place of higher purpose is not about accumulating possessions or achieving status. It's about bringing forth experiences and opportunities that align with our spiritual path and contribute to our growth, healing, and service to others. Consciously working with the law of attraction involves more than just focusing on our goals. It's a holistic process of becoming energetically aligned with what we want to create. Practical exercises can help us cultivate this alignment and consciously manifest a life that reflects our highest potential. One such practice is visualization. This involves mentally and emotionally immersing ourselves in the experience of having already achieved our desire. The more vividly we can imagine this reality, feeling the emotions, seeing the details, and believing it as if it were already true, the more we resonate with that frequency, drawing it into our reality. Another powerful exercise is to cultivate gratitude for what we already have. Gratitude raises our vibration, aligning us with the energy of abundance and fulfillment. When we approach life from a place of gratitude, we naturally attract more things to be grateful for. Keeping a gratitude journal, where we list the things we appreciate each day, helps us stay in this high vibration state and reinforces the energy we wish to attract. Positive affirmations are another effective way to work with the law of attraction. By repeating statements that reflect our desires as if they are already true, such as, "I am abundant," "I am love," or "I am at peace," we begin to rewire our subconscious mind to align with those truths. Over time, these affirmations shift our internal belief systems, helping us emit the frequency that will attract the experiences we desire. The law of attraction is not about manipulating the universe to get what we want. It's about aligning ourselves with the flow of cosmic energy to co-create a life that is in harmony with our spiritual path. When we align our desires with our higher purpose, we move beyond superficial manifestations and open ourselves to deeper, more meaningful experiences. The universe is always responding to our energy, offering us opportunities to grow, evolve, and fulfill our soul's potential. In the end, the law of attraction is a tool for spiritual growth. It teaches us that we are creators of our reality, and that by aligning our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs with our higher self, we can manifest a life that reflects our true purpose. This cosmic law, when understood and applied consciously, helps us to navigate the spiritual path with greater clarity, empowerment, and joy. The universe is always listening, always responding. Our task is to align with its flow and trust in the power we hold to create a life of meaning, abundance, and spiritual fulfillment. Chapter 6. The Law of Divine Oneness. The law of divine oneness is perhaps the most profound and all-encompassing of the cosmic laws, serving as the foundation for all spiritual understanding. At its essence, this law reveals the truth that everything in the universe is deeply interconnected. Every being, every particle of matter, every thought and emotion is part of a vast web of existence, bound together by an invisible thread of divine energy. Nothing exists in isolation. We are all expressions of the same universal consciousness. This cosmic principle calls us to recognize that we are not separate from one another, but rather intimately connected, part of the same whole. To understand the law of divine oneness is to understand that separation is an illusion. The boundaries we perceive between ourselves and others are, in truth, superficial. Beneath the surface of individual identities lies a shared essence, a divine spark that animates all life. This law teaches that what we do to another, we do to ourselves, and what happens to one affects the entire collective. It invites us to see ourselves not as independent entities, but as interdependent aspects of the same divine force, contributing to the evolution of the whole. The implications of this law are far-reaching, especially in how it shapes our relationships and collective experience. If everything is connected, then every thought, word, and action we take sends ripples through the fabric of existence, influencing not only our immediate environment but also the broader world. The energy we emit, whether it is one of love, compassion, or anger and fear, touches everything and everyone, reinforcing the shared energetic field that binds us together. In this way, the law of divine oneness teaches us that our actions matter far more than we might imagine, for they contribute to the overall vibration of humanity. This interconnectedness becomes particularly evident in our relationships. When we understand that we are part of the same whole, we begin to see others through a lens of compassion and empathy. The barriers that once divided us, be they cultural, racial, or ideological, fall away as we realize that the same divine energy flows through each of us. This realization naturally fosters a deeper sense of responsibility toward others. It becomes clear that harming another, whether through words or actions, is ultimately harming ourselves, and uplifting others is a way to uplift the collective consciousness. The law of divine oneness also teaches us important spiritual lessons about compassion, empathy, and service. Compassion is the ability to feel the suffering of others as if it were our own, and empathy is the capacity to understand and connect with their emotions. When we recognize our oneness with all beings, these qualities naturally begin to flourish within us. We start to see beyond the surface differences and connect with the shared humanity, or even divinity, that exists in every person we encounter. Compassion becomes not just a feeling, but a way of living, guiding our actions and choices. Service to others is another powerful expression of the law of divine oneness. When we serve others, whether by offering our time, resources, or simply our presence, we are not just helping them, we are also nurturing our own soul. Service is the recognition that the well-being of others is intricately tied to our own. In helping another, we are contributing to the greater good, which in turn elevates our own spiritual vibration. True service is not performed out of obligation or for recognition, but from a deep understanding that we are all connected, and that by lifting others we lift ourselves and the collective consciousness of humanity. Perhaps the greatest gift of the law of divine oneness is its ability to expand our consciousness beyond the ego's limited perspective. The ego, by its nature, thrives on the idea of separation, seeing itself as distinct and often superior to others. It seeks to protect its own interests, often at the expense of others. But as we awaken to the truth of divine oneness, the ego's grip begins to loosen. We start to understand that the well-being of others is as important as our own, and that the success, happiness, and love we seek for ourselves can only be fully realized when we wish the same for others. Cultivating unity consciousness, an awareness of the interconnectedness of all life, is a powerful spiritual practice that can lead to profound transformation. Unity consciousness moves us beyond the me and into the we, helping us to live in harmony with others and with the universe. This expanded state of awareness allows us to experience life from a higher perspective, one that sees every being as a reflection of the divine and every experience as part of a greater plan for spiritual growth. Living in alignment with the law of divine oneness calls for a shift in how we perceive and interact with the world. It asks us to transcend the divisions that keep us apart and to embrace a sense of unity with all of existence. This shift doesn't mean losing our individuality, but rather recognizing that our individuality is part of a greater whole. We are each unique expressions of the same universal energy, and in honoring both our uniqueness and our oneness, we can contribute to a more harmonious, loving, and enlightened world. This law also reveals the power of collective consciousness. As more individuals awaken to the truth of divine oneness and begin to live in harmony with it, the collective consciousness of humanity begins to rise. We start to see shifts in societal structures, greater cooperation between nations, and a deeper respect for the environment and all living beings. The ripple effect of one person awakening to their interconnectedness with all things can be profound, inspiring others to do the same and creating a wave of spiritual evolution that moves through the entire planet. In conclusion, the law of divine oneness is not just an abstract concept, but a living, breathing truth that shapes our everyday experiences. It is the recognition that we are all part of the same cosmic dance, that our lives are intertwined, and that our thoughts, actions, and energies influence the whole. By embracing this law, we open ourselves to greater compassion, empathy, and service, realizing that in helping others, we are helping ourselves. As we cultivate unity consciousness and align with the truth of divine oneness, we not only accelerate our own spiritual growth, but we also contribute to the collective awakening of humanity, moving us all closer to the realization of our highest potential as beings of light. Chapter 7. Applying cosmic laws to the spiritual path. The cosmic laws are not abstract principles to be studied from a distance. They are living forces that flow through every aspect of existence, guiding the rhythm of life and spiritual evolution. The true power of these laws is realized not simply through intellectual understanding, but through conscious application in our daily lives. When we integrate the wisdom of these universal principles into our spiritual practice, we align ourselves with the very flow of the cosmos, accelerating both personal growth and contributing to the global evolution of consciousness. The first step in applying cosmic laws to the spiritual path is recognizing that they are not separate from us. These laws govern every thought we think, every action we take, and every experience we encounter. Whether we are aware of them or not, cosmic laws are always in effect, influencing the outcomes of our lives. By becoming conscious of these laws and choosing to live in harmony with them, we can transform the quality of our lives and expand our spiritual awareness. To do so requires an active commitment to mindfulness, self-reflection, and conscious action. Developing mindfulness is the first step in utilizing cosmic laws. By practicing mindfulness, we may develop an awareness of our feelings, ideas, and behaviors, as well as the energy we give off into the cosmos. With this increased consciousness, we can see how the law of attraction pulls particular individuals and opportunities toward us, how the law of vibration influences our experiences, and how the law of cause and effect, karma, works in our life. Being mindful enables us to see that nothing we do is isolated, and that all of our thoughts and deeds have an impact on both the larger picture and our immediate reality. For example, mindfulness helps us to stop and notice how we react when there is disagreement or frustration. Do our responses stem from ego, fear, or anger? Or are we opting to behave in a way that is motivated by love, understanding, and compassion? Our ability to intentionally match our reactions with higher vibrating energies increases with our mindfulness practice, strengthening the cosmic laws that direct spiritual development. We can raise our own vibration and that of the collective energy field by deliberately selecting ideas and deeds that are in line with love, peace, and empathy. A further crucial instrument for incorporating cosmic laws into our spiritual practice is self-reflection. We can better understand the internal patterns, attitudes, and actions that influence our exterior experiences by engaging in self-reflection. The law of correspondence, which states, "As above, so below, as within, so without," serves as a helpful reminder that our interior world is reflected in our external reality. We can determine where we may be out of sync with cosmic laws and where we are in alignment by thinking back on our experiences. For instance, self-reflection enables us to investigate the underlying ideas or feelings that might be causing us to encounter the same difficulties repeatedly in our relationships or at work. Maybe the energy we project is shaped by unresolved concerns, limiting ideas about our worth, or negative thought patterns. We may intentionally change these internal processes and bring our inner reality into line with the cosmic values of love, abundance, and harmony by being aware of them. Changes in our exterior reality are a natural result of this internal harmony, since the world reflects back to us the energy we nurture within. Conscious action is the third pillar of applying cosmic laws to the spiritual path. While mindfulness and self-reflection are foundational, it is through deliberate action that we manifest our intentions and co-create with the universe. Conscious action means living with intention, recognizing that every choice we make, no matter how small, contributes to the energy of the whole. This includes not only our interactions with others, but also the ways we engage with ourselves, our thoughts, and the world around us. For instance, by applying the law of divine oneness, we can approach every interaction with the understanding that we are all interconnected. When we act with kindness, compassion, and generosity, we are not only benefiting the recipient of our actions, but also elevating the entire web of existence. Conscious action also means aligning our desires and goals with the higher purpose of our soul, rather than being driven by the ego's desires for material gain or validation. When we act from a place of higher intention, seeking to serve others, to grow spiritually, or to contribute to the greater good, we align ourselves with the flow of the cosmos, and accelerate our spiritual evolution. The impact of applying cosmic laws goes beyond personal growth. As individuals become more attuned to these universal principles, their energy shifts, and this shift has a powerful influence on the collective consciousness. Each person who lives in alignment with cosmic laws contributes to raising the overall vibration of humanity, creating a ripple effect that fosters global spiritual evolution. This is how true change happens, one conscious individual at a time. By embodying the principles of love, compassion, service, and unity, we contribute to a world that reflects those values. Applying cosmic laws also offers practical tools for navigating challenges on the spiritual path. Life's difficulties are not random. They are opportunities for growth, guided by the law of cause and effect and the law of karma. By understanding that every challenge is a result of previous thoughts, actions, or energies, we can approach difficulties with a sense of empowerment rather than victimhood. We realize that we have the power to shift our experiences by changing our internal state and aligning with higher vibrations. Moreover, cosmic laws remind us that spiritual growth is a process of alignment, not force. We do not need to struggle to manifest our desires or to achieve enlightenment. When we live in harmony with these laws, spiritual growth happens naturally and effortlessly. The universe supports us in ways we could not have imagined, opening doors, providing guidance, and offering synchronicities that confirm we are on the right path. In essence, applying cosmic laws to the spiritual path is about living with conscious awareness, reflecting on our inner world, and taking aligned action in the outer world. It is about recognizing that we are co-creators with the universe, and that by aligning with these universal principles, we accelerate our journey towards spiritual enlightenment. As we integrate these laws into our daily lives, we not only transform ourselves, but contribute to the awakening and evolution of the entire planet. This is the true power of cosmic laws. They guide us toward our highest potential, individually and collectively, helping us to create a world rooted in love, unity, and divine purpose. Chapter 8. How ordinary people transcend and thrive in a chaotic world. Many people throughout history, and even in the modern world, have come to understand and harness the power of cosmic laws, standing out from ordinary individuals in remarkable ways. These are not just the famous spiritual masters or enlightened sages, but also everyday people who, through self-awareness and dedication, have unlocked the transformative potential of these universal principles. Their ability to align with these laws has allowed them to live lives of deeper meaning, heightened spiritual connection, and greater harmony with the forces that govern the universe. What separates these individuals from the masses is not chance or luck, but a conscious recognition that life is governed by unseen forces, the cosmic laws. While many remain unaware of these universal truths, living their lives subject to cycles of randomness and struggle, those who grasp the principles governing both the physical and spiritual realms are able to rise above these limitations. They understand that just as gravity keeps the physical world in balance, these spiritual laws, like the law of attraction, the law of karma, and the law of vibration, keep the flow of existence in alignment. By integrating these laws into their daily lives, these individuals have become more than passive participants in their own journey. They've become conscious creators. For example, by working with the law of attraction, they have learned that their thoughts and intentions have magnetic power. Instead of being victims of circumstance, they attract abundance, opportunities, and positive relationships into their lives. Through the law of karma, they recognize that every action sets off a ripple of consequence, and by choosing thoughts, words, and deeds aligned with love and compassion, they shape futures that reflect their higher values. One of the most striking differences between those who understand these laws and those who do not is how they face challenges. Ordinary people may become overwhelmed, lost in frustration or fear, feeling as though life is happening to them. But those who understand cosmic laws see challenges as opportunities for growth. They recognize that the law of cause and effect is at work, and that even in difficult times, they have the power to shift their energy and mindset to create a new outcome. This awareness gives them a sense of control, peace, and resilience, enabling them to navigate life with a calm that others envy. Spiritual masters like Saint-Germain have become legends precisely because they lived in perfect alignment with these laws. Their spiritual wisdom and mastery over the material and energetic realms set them apart from ordinary people. They understood that by raising their vibrational frequency, embodying the law of oneness, and acting in accordance with the law of divine purpose, they could transcend the cycles of suffering and achieve spiritual ascension. But this mastery is not limited to legendary figures. Anyone who commits to understanding and applying these laws can stand out in their own right. In today's world, those who live in harmony with the cosmic laws are often the people you notice not for their wealth or status, but for the serenity, joy, and fulfillment they radiate. They are the ones who seem to attract opportunities effortlessly, who navigate challenges with grace, and who inspire others with their presence. These individuals stand out not because they seek attention, but because they are in tune with the deeper rhythms of the universe. Ultimately, what makes these people extraordinary is not supernatural talent or privileged backgrounds, but the simple yet profound choice to live consciously. By aligning with the universal principles that govern existence, they've tapped into a source of wisdom and power that allows them to live in harmony with the spiritual forces around them, setting them apart from the ordinary. Their lives serve as a testament to what is possible when we choose to understand and embody the cosmic laws that shape our reality. Conclusion. The Cosmic Laws trip uncovers a profound truth. These eternal rules are living forces that influence every part of our existence, not simply abstract notions. These principles, which range from the law of vibration to the law of divine oneness, direct the movement of energy, thought, and action, and hence direct our personal spiritual development as well as the collective progress of humankind. Every law offers a route toward deeper comprehension, contentment, and harmony by encouraging us to connect with the flow of the cosmos. These principles tell us that everything we do, say, and feel has an impact on the world around us as well as on our own lives. The law of cause and effect highlights the intricate connections between our actions, while the law of attraction serves as a reminder of the captivating power of our thoughts. We are urged to live more mindfully as we grow in awareness of these forces, as our projections of energies shape the world we inhabit. Therefore, spiritual progress is a continuous, dynamic engagement with the rules of the cosmos rather than something that occurs in a vacuum. Applying these cosmic truths to our everyday life mindfully is where the real power is found. Aligning with them makes us co-creators of our own destinies and active players in our own spiritual progress. We may raise our vibratory frequency, break through old patterns, and create a reality that fulfills our greatest potential by practicing mindfulness, self-reflection, and intentional action. In the process, we not only change but also help humanity as a whole awaken, creating a more compassionate, peaceful, and aware society where everyone's higher purpose is recognized. Ultimately, more spiritual insight and fulfillment can be attained by living in accordance with these fundamental rules. By giving us access to the boundless stream of holy energy that permeates everything, it helps us discover our actual nature and progress toward enlightenment. Not only is knowledge of and adherence to these rules the key to personal development, but it also serves as a means of releasing the soul's full potential and guiding us toward a life filled with joy, purpose, and a divine connection.